Okay, so hey, Mr. Grant, this is Derek, and this is my director's commentary for my final film, The Disc. Before we get started, I would like to start off by mentioning a few things. First off, as you know, my director is Hark Sway, and his specialty lies in his ability to make great action and even somewhat cheesy Kanto films. Now, the film I drew the biggest influence from is none other than Hark Sway's infamous cult classic, The Blade. I mean, this film is called The Disc after all. And the memory this project is based off of is a short frisbee game memory where I defeated one of my friends by skying them. And if you don't know what skying is, it's when you jump higher than your opponent and snatch the frisbee out of the air before he can. Without further ado, let's begin. As I have said earlier, my film is mainly inspired by Hark Sway's The Blade, and in my opening shot, I try to do an homage to the opening shot of The Blade, in which the ground is being littered by a bunch of objects that can symbolize danger and claustrophobia. Frisbees aren't dangerous, but I think this still brings forth my mise-en-scène across to the point. And in case you didn't notice, that was a quick zoom cut there, and I hope you noticed that. In a lot of Hark Sway's films, I noticed that he uses a lot of handheld, a lot of quick zooms, and a lot of quick camera moves in general. And in this confronting sequence, I try to pull that off. This is another example of the zoom cut technique that I used in this film, and I think it transitioned from the action sequence outdoors to the dialogue sequence indoors extremely well. And the reason I did this is because Hark Sway usually lights his objects in the dialogue scene extremely dramatically, and I think that I can further show this by shooting the dialogue scene indoors. Also, as you can see, I lit both the characters in different ways. For example, I lit Ryan in a very hard, very yellow, very Halloween sort of lighting to show that he's formidable and he's the bad guy of the film. While I lit Harrison, which is playing me, in a very calming, very blue light to show that he is the main character of the film and show that he is very relatable and calming. Now we're back to the action sequence. And for this action sequence, I mainly once again try to do another homage to the Blade battle scene with the main bad guy. And in this scene, Hark Sway used a lot of weird cuts, a lot of weird zooms to like try to pull in the audience further into the film's battle sequence. And I think even though my take on it isn't as dramatic, I still think I did an okay job on it. I feel like this edit is very interesting, in which that it's obvious that the battle is shot between 2 days. And now I did this because I wanted the end of the battle to feel more dramatic and dark, since it's the climax of the battle. And finally, this part is more of a common wuxia film trope, in which both subjects meet eyes on the important object. And then, of course, Harrison playing me is the winner, and Ryan loses and dies. And yeah, that's my take on a Hark Sway style action sequence. I think it was a lot of fun to shoot with such odd and diverse camera movements, and have be able to light characters in such a, I guess, non traditional way. Yeah, that's about it. Bye bye.